yeah, continuation from the last one, the gay bomb part 2. And when it comes to this sort of thing, the gay thing, all right, it's like they act like people are born that way, but it's not the case. It's like a dude made a good point that these people, to go through with these conversions, they're gonna have to go to a doctor for their whole life. It's like literally you're willing to sacrifice a good long life for some temporary kind of like narcissistic relief or something, dude. Because I mean, and it's like not comfortable with who you are, and you're trying to remold yourself in some other image, and you thought it was your own idea, but it's not. It's an agenda. It's social engineering. It's programming. And a lot of this stuff is like, it's environmental. It's like either you were exposed to someone who was into that, you were molested, you were raped, you went to prison, where sodomy is a sport, and it's publicly known that that's the way it is. And these are environmental factors. This isn't someone who just made that up one day, decided this, or one day decided to believe that they were born something else, and they've always been this way. When it's not possible, because when you're a small child, you're incapable even understanding such things. You know what I'm saying? And babies are still, even though kind of like sexualized, they do jerky pelvic movements, they give you goo eyes, look, they flirt, and they freaking complain and whine and manipulate you, just like a relationship, you know. But it's they're just doing it because it's instinctually in there. So it's not your fault. You know what I'm saying? And anyone who acts on that in the wrong, inappropriate manner is messed up. You know what I'm saying? Because you're supposed to care for those things and nurture them and teach them until they can start to have enough knowledge to start to go out here and look at things for themselves and try to make up their mind about things. But you're doing it in a time that's premature. Like, it's a premature time. Like, look, you gotta, it's like you're brainwashing people from a young age to believe into something that these are all opinions. It can't be proven. It's not, it's like, and whoever said this was real public opinion, because a lot of people are uninterested in this topic. I mean, as far as like, we don't care what y'all are doing to a certain extent, but they're not keeping it contained. They want this to bust, to just jump off out of control. I mean, and that's the other factor which seems like that causes people to swing that way, is their home environment. And you know, I heard someone say that a smothering, controlling, overbearing mother figure in a son's life who with no father has a high tendency to turn to go that way. You know what I'm saying? And after I heard that, I was like, you know what, that kind of freaking makes sense. And you know, and if say it was done to someone's father and then they done it to their son, it was like something unnatural was done to the one that did it to the other. In other words, he was like a vampire, and he was possessed by the poison that was put in him by somebody else, and then he couldn't help it but strike and pass it on. And once again, this is an environmental thing, dude. It's like, or it's a behavior thing. It's like, because you were introduced to it, like secretly. Well, and it's such a thing, you know. Once, you know, that was back in the olden days, because now you can come out and say whatever you want, and people will just like cater to you because it's a real hot topic. You know what I'm saying? And they can use you as a patsy to make it seem as if there's some kind of public approval, like to foster this image of public approval. Like 9 out of 10 doctors choose Crest, stuff like that. It's just skewed propaganda, and really what it is, it's like uh, it's abuse, and and it's you got to do all this. It's stressful to live that lifestyle, even if you got the green light to do it. Like I've seen these lesbian relationships, and they are so brutal to one another. They beat each other worse than I've seen men beat on their old ladies, like on TV. You know what I'm saying? But I've seen in real life lesbians beat the crap out of each other. Like, they're so violent. They are so, like, and they say things like, and they all wear strap-ons. Like, look, they're all, they hate men. And this is like some kind of get even thing. And to watch them all get cheated on and like burn one another, and just like, look, it's abuse, and it's profitless. It's for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Other than 20 seconds of sick pleasure. But how many 20 seconds of sick pleasure, does it take, man, for you to get your freaking jollies, man, and move along? You know what I'm saying? It's weird to me anyway. But once again, these are like, it's like, monkey see, monkey do. And some people are just really gullible. And it's been, this isn't just grassroots. It's not genuine. This is a orchestrated push by scientists, by governments, because if they can get us to willingly give in to the depravity, the hedonism, the anything goes, it's detriment to ourselves. And in a way, it's kind of true, because when you're so narcissistic and vain, you're just around chasing strange holes. What if the enemy attacks while you're out on one of your romps? You know what I'm saying? When you're all laid up with some strangers. You know what I'm saying? And you got your hair down. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, there has been cases throughout history of like the gay Afghan freedom fighters who got the rockets to shoot down the Russian helicopters over in Afghanistan in like the 80s or something like that. It's in a movie with Tom Hanks. Or there was the last Greek tribes to be conquered, and under their empire was a group of it was all homosexual men, and they were ferociously fight, for each other, because they were literally lovers. I mean, I know that's really sick, and that's not you don't even look at that as an option as a strategist. You know what I'm saying? I just take note of it, and the thing of it is, man, when people get so comfortable with this stuff, it just leads to worse and worse stuff, to where we'll become like the stories from Sodom and Gomorrah, where people will come to your door and bang on your door and demand your young 12-year-old boy to come outside because we want to know him. All of us, all 50 of us here, we want to know him right now. Like a aggressive car salesman tactic. Like, we're not going to let you say no. If you don't give him to us, you're next, buddy. You know what I'm saying? We'll get you both. It's like, look, that's where this thing leads to. And it's just like, in order to have a strong tribe, community, there must be families. That's the reason why those gay tribe was eventually conquered, is because, look, you can't make no young. So there's no future for you. When you poison the young with gay bomb chemicals so they don't reproduce, you're literally slitting all our throats, like mankind's throat. And it's shown once a society's like goes into a negative population growth, it's a sign that civilization is collapsing. And so when these people buy into these ideas, man, like abortion, population control, uh, uh, free condoms, all this stuff, dude, it's kind of like giving us Jim Jones Kool-Aid, and we're just sipping it really slow, like savoring it and like swishing it around your mouth a little bit, like, but you spit this one out, but you just swish a little more around in there, and before you know it, man, it will do you in, because it's a really wretched, narcissistic, like, and just like agenda that's going on here, dude. It's just really sick, and it's just a small group of people that are in here, and they're pretending as if they speak on behalf of all these people who are too afraid to speak because of all this discrimination. Man, we ain't discriminating on you. Ain't nobody discriminating on people like that anymore. And so what, man? People discriminate on me, and guess what? I gotta just brush that off and keep it freaking moving, man. And this whole, like, and it's turning like these people who are obvious manipulators, dude, and they're playing this victim card, and I just see right through that, man. It's just like, this is so Phoenix program. This is freaking man, it's called something warfare, man. Non-symmetrical warfare, and also hearts and minds. Like, they got a bunch of different names for this type of stuff that they're doing here, but it's a war of attrition. And it's also like, it's being done to weaken us, man. So, like, literally, the gay bomb's kind of working, because people are so distracted, man, with this Pinocchio's the Pinocchio Island, man. That's what this is like, where they turn you into a donkey, then you get trafficked as a slave, you get shanghaied. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, and it's just blackmail, dude. I mean, it's just a hoax, man. It's like it's like they're just using people as patsies. Because I don't know. Because it's like, these people believe in their own hype a little bit. And so they've really, you know, bought a lot of stock in this. Because this is their golden goose of making us weak and having us take ourselves out. You know, because there's been all kinds of tampering and manipulation, dude. So it's like, it's known that people who go that way are like super promiscuous. Like, they'll go and have partner after partner, and they go out in public in dance clubs and hook up there. And I mean, dude, that's just like, look, how many holes are you gonna get in before you got bumps on your thing? You know what I'm talking about? When you got that itch that just you can't scratch. You know what I'm saying? And then you know what I mean? And it's just like, I mean, I ain't even been in that type of environment, but just in the regular, it's like that in the regular world, where you're still like old school. You're not gonna make it that very far around the block before the blocks made it around you.